Hello everyone, and thank you for attending this presentation, where we would like to tell you about our project towards a complete catalog of the Entiminae, an international collaborative project using TaxonWorks. As you all probably know, Entiminae is the largest subfamily of weevils with 53 tribes represented by 14,455 species, including fossils, that are distributed worldwide. They can be recognized easily by the relatively short and broad shape of their rostrum and by the presence of mandibular scars. Entimines tend to be polyphagous, with many species able to feed on several families of plants, where the larvae feed on the roots of the plants underground, whereas the adults feed on the aerial parts of the plant. Because of their feeding habits, many species are considered of economical importance. In terms of their ecology, adult entimines can commonly be found associated with aerial vegetation, but there are also geophilous species living in the soil. In general, there is a trend for entimines to be more limited by the environment where they live than by the host plants that are available for feeding. In terms of species lists, the first worldwide catalog available corresponds to the Coleopterorum catalogus, where what is nowadays considered Entiminae was published in several parts between 1931 and 1936. Later, regional catalogs were published, including 2 volumes for the Americas, published by Charlie O'Brien and Guillermo Withmer. These are only available on paper, which represents an access barrier for many researchers in Latin American countries, where buying these volumes is not really an option. The catalog for Australia was published in 2014, and the Palearctic catalog, which is updated yearly. All of these works are a reflection of the fragmented and regional expertise that exists at the moment. In addition to these formal publications, WTaxa is an online platform that compiles taxonomic names. The database is global in scope and comprehensive, but when searching for names, the information returned is limited and the user interface can be difficult to use. For our Entimine-specific project, the effort started in 1999 when Nikolai started using the software Access to database the information contained in the Coleopterorum catalogus and updating it with information from the regional catalogs, especially the volumes for the Americas. The taxonomic backbone was compiled and supplemented with information from the literature for distributions in the form of occurrence data. The database was exported to the platform TREEi, hosted by the Illinois Natural History Survey, to make all this information publicly available. All of this was a one-person job. In 2015, the database is exported for the first time to the Catalog of Life. Around 2020, the development of the database was moved to the Ukrainian Biodiversity Information Network. As the name indicates, this platform focuses on all taxa present in Ukraine. Besides the data that were compiled using 3i, this platform allowed to add references, including privately shared PDFs, information about distributions, additional biological links, including host plants and predators, as well as adding images, both from specimens in collections and from individuals in the field. More importantly, this platform allows for multiple people to curate information, and any edits that are made are immediately available for public view without the need for waiting for an export. With this first attempt to work together, we decided that we wanted to keep working collaboratively, possibly inviting more people to work with us, and that the information provided for each taxon should be as complete as possible with all the data in one place and linking to as many resources as possible. With this in mind, we decided to move development to TaxonWorks, which is an online platform specifically built with collaborative taxonomic work in mind. The platform has built-in nomenclatural validation tools following the rules of the Code of Zoological Nomenclature, It has tools for adding and curating bibliographic references with tools to extract taxonomic information from PDFs, tools to add distributional data, both at the country and province level, but also capabilities to record specimen-based occurrence data. There are tools to add biological association and to link images. There are entire modules for generating character matrices, interactive keys, and even taxonomic descriptions. In addition, the platform has powerful searching and filtering tools that allow generating regional checklists in seconds. The data are managed privately for those who are members of a specific project, and the platform has options and workflows for public dissemination of information via the Catalog of Life, taxon pages, and paper catalogs. We will show you some of these during this talk. This is the team, each of us curating specific groups within the database, either with a taxonomic or regional focus. Some of the members have been studying Entiminae for a long time, but we also have graduate students that plan to use the platform to develop their taxonomic revisions. Here is a view of the task that we use most often, browse nomenclature and classification, where you can see the taxonomic hierarchy where your name of interest is nested, a list of the references pertaining to nomenclatural acts, and the tools for nomenclatural validation indicating missing information in this case. Here is a view of the asserted distributions, where you can see the list of countries where a specific taxon has been recorded, and each of those records can be annotated with bibliographic references. Here is a view of the biological associations task, in which for this particular Weevil species, all these associated plants have been recorded in the literature, again, all annotated with bibliographic references. Here is a view of one of the filters where we asked to see all the Entiminae species recorded from Brazil, and we recovered 661 records in the database. This list can be easily exported as a CSV file. In addition, there are tools to track progress and see how much activity has the project had in a particular time range. We have been doing monthly exports to the Catalog of Life. We currently have 55 tribes, 1,352 genera, and 4,455 species. All of these are valid names. In addition, we have recorded more than 12,300 synonyms. This dataset is publicly available and citable via DOI. The checklist can also be viewed and browsed via Checklist Bank. In the simplest view, one can just open each taxonomic name to see basic taxonomic information. When looking at a specific tribe, for example, there is a summary of the number of genera and species included in it, as well as the reference where the name was proposed for the first time. There are also options to search for specific taxa, where the result for a given species will show the original publication with a link to where this publication is available online, the list of synonyms, the taxonomic hierarchy, and the general distribution for it. Additional references can be found at the bottom of the page. Our plan in the relatively short term include publishing a paper catalog, which is basically an export of the entire species list. Here you can see on the right side of the slide a screen capture of what that looks like with the default options currently available. For each genus, the type species is listed, and for each species, we have information on synonyms, distributions, and references. The idea is that this paper catalog will be available as a PDF, citable via DOI, but we will also have an independent, searchable online database. We also plan to eventually release taxon pages where all the information included in the database can be viewed publicly. Here is an example from the Aukenorrinka database, and as you can see, besides the taxonomic hierarchy, specimens and morphology images are shown, as well as a distribution map, If you scroll down in the page, you can see information about the types, a list of synonyms, and bibliographic references. This catalog is meant to serve as the basis for taxonomic discussions based on morphological data. A longer-term plan is to be able to use the character matrix module and shared images to standardize morphological terminology and discuss morphological characters and character states with representative specimens from across the globe. The ultimate goal of this part of the project is to eventually revise the classification of the Entiminae with a global rather than a regional perspective, which we hope to achieve through collaboration. We would like to thank the TaxonWorks team, especially Dmitry Dmitriev, who helped us import the existing database into the platform. We are thankful to the Catalog of Life, in particular to Yuri Roskov, who is the person running our exports and checking on our data quality. This entire endeavor has been facilitated by the digitalized publications available through the Biodiversity Heritage Library, but we also want to warmly thank all the contributors to the Weevil Workers shared PDF library for sharing all the resources, especially for those documents that cannot be found online. If anyone wants access to those folders, there are instructions available on the Weevil Workers website. Lastly, if you would like to join the effort curating information, either for Entiminae or for any other Weevil group, or if you would like to use the existing data to develop character matrices or interactive keys, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.